Omar Marmoush's transfer to Tottenham, Dusan Vlahovic to Liverpool, and a record €222 million, a new favourite for the Ballon d'Or and Hansi Flick's shocking retirement decision. All of this and more in today's episode. London's Tottenham Hotspur is forced to radically change its January transfer strategy. The main target of the Spurs, Bournemouth winger Antoine Semenyo, is highly likely to slip through the hands of the Londoners. Despite being ready to pay the release clause of £65 million, Tottenham admits that the player is leaning towards a move to Manchester City, Liverpool, or Manchester United. That is why Thomas Frank and technical director Johan Lang have shifted their attention to Manchester City, where a spot for a transfer might open up due to the potential arrival of Semenyo. The main candidate for reinforcing the attack has become the Egyptian Omar Marmoush. The striker moved to the Citizens from Eintracht only a year ago for €70 million, but has failed to secure a stable place in Pep Guardiola's squad. This season, Marmoush has spent only 206 minutes on the pitch in the Premier League, which clearly does not satisfy the ambitious player. Tottenham sees him as the ideal profile to add speed and unpredictability on the flanks. The most realistic deal option now is considered a loan with an option to buy. In addition to Marmoush, the Spurs continue to monitor the Brazilian Savinho. The Londoners tried to sign him back in the summer, and although the transfer fell through then, Thomas Frank's interest in the player remains stable. The club's management has already allocated a solid budget for winter reinforcements, and a raid on the Etihad could be a key step to saving the season. However, negotiations regarding Marmoush could be complicated by his participation in the Africa Cup of Nations, where he is currently defending the colours of the Egyptian national team. While Tottenham looks for options at Manchester City, their rivals Liverpool are preparing a massive reinforcement of their own, targeting both experience and perspective for this winter transfer window. The main sensation could be the transfer of the star Serbian striker of Juventus, Dusan Vlahovic. According to information from the Spanish publication Fichajes.net, the 25-year-old forward does not plan to extend his contract with the Old Lady, which expires this summer. To avoid losing the player for free, the Turin side is ready to sell in January. Liverpool has already developed an attractive package, €20 million for the transfer and an annual salary for the Serbian in the amount of €12 million. Considering that Transfermarkt values Vlahovic at €35 million, and he has already scored 6 goals in 17 matches this season, this transfer could become the main steal of the season. Parallel to this, the Merseysiders are working for the future in Brazil. Journalist Fabio Vargas reports that Liverpool has become interested in 17-year-old Grêmio winger Gabriel. The club is preparing an initial offer in the amount of €15 million. Although the Brazilians will likely demand a higher sum for their diamond, Liverpool is serious and wants to close the deal as quickly as possible. Thus, the Reds plan to solve the centre-forward issue and sign one of the most promising players in South America in a single window. But the hunt for talent doesn't end there, as a real transfer chase is also beginning around the star of Bayern Munich, Michael Olise, whom Liverpool considers a priority. According to the latest information, 3 football giants are closely monitoring the situation around the French winger, Real Madrid, Manchester City, and Liverpool. The Merseysiders see the 24-year-old Frenchman as the ideal and priority replacement for Mohamed Salah, whose future at the club remains in question. Arne Slot sees Olise as the very player capable of maintaining high productivity on the right flank of the attack. However, Bayern Munich maintains a maximum firm position. The management of the Munich club officially insists that the Frenchman is not for sale. The position of the Germans is simple. Olise will remain in Munich unless an offer arrives that becomes a new absolute world record in football. This means that Liverpool, Real, or City will have to pay an amount exceeding €222 million. Bayern is confident in Olise's potential and does not plan to release its key performer, except for cosmic money that will forever change the history of the transfer market. While clubs focus on record-breaking transfers, the football world is also debating who deserves the ultimate individual glory, as the publication Goal has released its updated ranking of the main contenders for the world's most prestigious individual award, the 2026 Ballon d'Or. Despite the season being in full swing, the leader of the race remains the unstoppable forward of Bayern Munich, Harry Kane. The Englishman is demonstrating phenomenal goal-scoring efficiency in Germany, allowing him to stay ahead of competitors even in such a busy year. Following closely on Kane's heels is the Norwegian goal-scoring machine Erling Haaland from Manchester City, while the main star of Real Madrid, Kylian Mbappe, rounds out the top three. The young genius of Barcelona, Lamine Yamal, whose game continues to captivate the football world, also broke into the top five. Interestingly, the legendary Lionel Messi, who currently plays in the USA, has returned to the top 10 list. However, football experts emphasize that this ranking is only intermediate. The fate of the award in 2026 will be decided in the decisive Champions League matches in the spring, and the main factor will be the performance of players at the 2026 World Cup. It is the results on the fields of the USA, Canada, and Mexico that will determine who will lift the golden ball over their head. While individual stars fight for the Ballon d'Or, institutional giants like Barcelona are focused on immediate tactical needs, as the club has found itself at the epicenter of transfer rumors due to the search for a new centre-back. Hansi Flick is persistently asking the management to sign a player right now, but the club bosses are not thrilled with the existing options for the amounts being asked for them. One of the main candidates remains the defensive leader of Crystal Palace, Marc Guehi. Mundo Deportivo reports that Barca representatives have already met with the Englishman's agents, but negotiations reached a dead end due to the high financial demands of the player's side. There have been no contacts for several weeks, while Bayern and Liverpool are actively hunting for Guehi. Parallel to this, Barca is monitoring Bournemouth defender Marcos Senesi. His contract expires in the summer, so a transfer is possible as early as January. However, the parties do not agree on the format of the deal. The Catalans want a loan or a free move in July, while the English want to sell the Argentine immediately. Atletico and Juventus are also contending for Senesi. As an alternative, Flick is being offered a loan of Nathan Ake from Manchester City. However, the strategic goal of the management is to wait until summer to sign either the same Guehi or Nico Schlotterbeck from Borussia Dortmund. A decisive meeting between Deco and Hansi Flick is to take place soon, where they will determine whether to buy someone urgently or wait until summer. Despite the search for defenders, an unexpected threat has loomed over the very future of Barcelona, as Hansi Flick was seriously considering retiring. As it became known to the publication Cope, the German specialist originally planned to end his coaching career in the summer of 2027. However, the success in Catalonia might force him to change his mind. The Blaugrana's management is so impressed with the results that they have already offered the German a contract until 2028. Flick himself is delighted with the team and La Masia, and his family is happy in Barcelona, but there is a nuance. The coach makes his future directly dependent on President Joan Laporta. If Laporta loses the elections in 2026, Flick might return to the idea of retiring. While Barca tries to keep its architect of victories, Real Madrid is delivering a new blow in the legal war. The Royal Club has officially requested access to the confidential financial reports and audits of Barcelona for the period from 2010 to 2018. This is another escalation in the scandalous Negreira case, where Madrid aims to analyze every cent paid to the former vice president of the refereeing committee. Joan Laporta has already reacted to this step, stating that the rivals simply have chronic Barcelonitis and are acting out of envy. However, the financial affairs of Real Madrid itself look stunning. While the Catalans defend themselves in courts, the Blancos predict a record profit in the amount of €1,248,000,000 for the 2025-26 season. The renovated Santiago Bernabeu has turned into a real goldmine, bringing in hundreds of millions not only from football but also from concerts and commercial activities. It seems the war between the clubs now continues not only on the pitch and in prosecutors' offices, but also in the dimension of billion-euro incomes. To relax, after all these serious transfer battles and billion-euro disputes, we finish our episode with a portion of football humor and curiosities. Cristiano Ronaldo once again amazed the internet with a video where he dives into an ice hole at a temperature of minus 20 degrees Celsius.
Look, freezing, minus 20.
The Portuguese stayed in the icy water for more than a minute, once again demonstrating his incredible form. Meanwhile, Erling Haaland decided to reassure Pep Guardiola after the festive feasts. The Manchester City coach sternly warned, anyone who returns overweight will be dropped from the squad for the match against Nottingham Forest. The Norwegian Viking was quick to respond and posted a photo on the scales. The result is 94.4 kilograms. "Everything is fine," Erling captioned. It seems the Christmas turkey had no effect on the form of the Premier League's top scorer. That's it for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Keep watching for more football action, and have a wonderful day.